Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
I found her again. She keeps disappearing. She is here. Kind of.
What do you mean I'm kind of here? I'm right here.
You're kind of here. You're like, I'm here.
Yes, I'm here.
We'll get her more excited. We're going to talk about Disney. This will get her going. We're going to talk about Disney. We're going to talk about a rumor that Bob Iger, who we know has had political aspirations, there's been talk of him for years now about trying to throw his hat into the ring to run for president at some point.
Right, because he's so qualified.
He did a damn good job with Disney, right? And now the rumor is that he is going to be appointed to Biden's cabinet, or he could get an ambassadorship to China.
Is anybody surprised by this? No.
Former Disney CEO who made all of those inroads with China basically turned Disney's movie empire on its head to cater to China, could be getting an ambassadorship to China.
Or the UK.
Or the UK, but probably China.
You're like, well, UK, probably China.
I think it's probably China. We're going to talk about this. Now, we did have WDW Pro reach out to us this morning and say that he was aware of the situation. A lot of people aren't covering it. I think he's probably going to write something on Pirates and Princesses later today, as I understand it. But yeah, it hit the Hollywood Reporter. We're going to talk about that and kind of Disney's interesting relationship with China.
Yeah.
It's so bad that there have been several episodes of South Park focusing on
I mean, everybody
Disney.
knows how ridiculous it is. We saw it with, Mulan. We saw it with Star Wars and them shrinking Finn down to practically nothing on the poster to appease China. All the while coming over here and saying Black Lives Matter and pandering to that audience after they threw him under the bus for China.
Yeah, there's a little twinge of hypocrisy going on there.
Oh, there's no twinge at Disney anymore.
So it's the twitching body.
Yeah, the whole body's shaking
of Walt's company. All right, so we're going to ask you guys to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're over 160,000 subs.
Woo!
Thank you.
Hoping
for 200,000 soon, and also we've only got a couple days left on these pins.
I'm going to update again on here about the toy drive.
Okay.
Yeah, the toy drive, we did do several carloads full of toys. We are hearing from the Salvation Army that all the angels are covered. So we took care of all that. We still have a little bit of money left, so I'm probably going to take it and either use it for nursing homes or to Make-A-Wish. Okay. So one of the two, we'll be getting the rest of them. I have to sit down and have time to figure out exactly what's left over. And then we'll make sure it goes to another organization.
All right.
But thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys were amazing. Thousands of dollars in toys went to underprivileged kids. Good stuff too. Geeky.
Yeah, I didn't buy crap. I only bought good things.
Yeah, she bought the good stuff. American Girl dolls and Legos and Nerf and lots of Nerf.
Yeah, I only bought the good stuff.
So there we go, guys. All right, so let's talk about this. This originally came from the Hollywood Reporter. We'll go out to that original report, but Laughing Place has a bullet pointed saying that Bob Iger may not have to run for president, as some were expected, but
he's never going to make it for president anyway.
Yeah, but he may soon become ambassador to either the UK or China, according to a source at the Hollywood Reporter. Here's the bullet points. We'll go out and read the article here. But sources told the Hollywood Reporter that Bob Iger is on top of President-elect Joe Biden's wish list for ambassadors to fill a spot for either the UK or China. I'm saying China.
That's what Pro was saying too.
Yeah, of course he is, because Disney has pandered to China for years, to CCP, they have. The China ambassadorship makes sense with Iger's 25-year history at Disney and their ever-growing relationship with the country, from product manufacturing to the opening of Shanghai Disney.
Which was his baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when that little boy got, attacked and killed by the alligator. And he didn't even, he called them because he had to be in Shanghai because that was his baby and he needed to make sure he was there when it opened. But it's okay, he called them.
Yeah.
Called the family.
Called them. I'm curious. I have to wonder, given what we talked about yesterday with the Disney whistleblower, what kind of compensation the family was offered, because that was huge, it was a horrible tragedy what happened. They did build a lighthouse, I believe, for that kid, but it was definitely bad press, and now they've got alligator nets or signs
and
up all over the
fencing
place.
and stuff everywhere.
All right, so Iger isn't the only Hollywood name on the list, as Jeffrey Katzenberg is apparently being considered as well for ambassadorship. Now, Katzenberg last was seen running a Quibi into the ground.
Yeah. So we got
Quibi.
Quibi.
The hell is called?
Quibi. It sounds like
Queefy.
It sounds like a yes. It does sounds like something a body sound. Anyway,
It wasn't around long enough to even hear the proper pronunciation.
right. So he ran that to the ground. Then you have Iger who ran Disney into the ground. But let's make them ambassadors.
Oh, God. So both were big donors to Biden's campaign, with Iger totaling around $250,000.
Wait, all it takes to get to be an ambassador in a position is $250,000?
Let's crowdfund it.
Yeah, Geeky wants to be on the cabinet or wants to be an ambassador. Yeah, I could be the ambassador for our own country, the FU stand.
FU stand. She's the ambassador from the Reef.
That's right.
Iger stepped down as the CEO of Disney on February 25th of 2020, announcing Bob Chapek as the new CEO. Yes, that was an interesting.
Yeah, that was an interesting day.
Interesting day, because they both look like deer in the headlights.
You go back, if you don't believe me, go back and watch the video they did after the interview, right after it was announced. And Iger looks like someone kicked this puppy, and Chapek looks like, oh shit. Like a deer in headlights, like it was clearly not something that they had planned out, like Disney tried to say it was, because the reactions from both of them did not indicate such.
Iger kicked Chapek's puppy.
That's
and that's
right.
why they were,
They're kicking the balls. Could go either way.
So anyway, yeah. So this came from the Hollywood Reporter, and again, we heard this from our insider, WDW Pro, who hopefully has some more insight into what's going on. But I could totally see them bringing in Bob Iger to
Puppet
be the
1 and Puppet 2.
China guy. The China guy. Oh, yeah.
I just think it's funny because they're going on about, we have all these issues with China and everything else and their re-education centers and all that. But then they keep doubling down on kissing China's ass.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, because that briefly came up. The Mulan debacle briefly came up during their last investor meeting. The year-end fiscal earnings report, it came up that they just kind of swept it under the rug. They said, oh yeah, there were a lot of issues. It created a lot of issues for us, that we filmed a movie near a concentration camp and then high-fived the CCP.
Right.
Thanked them for their support.
Caused a lot of issues with a lot of people, not just one side or the other.
No, people were boycotting the movie because of that. They were boycotting the movie because they didn't like the star's stance on Hong Kong. A lot of China,
because it sucked.
Oh yeah, China hated it, and that's the thing. This is what's so freaking weird about Disney chasing China, is that they pander to China, and China hates the pandering. Like, they don't hate the pandering, but the product that they create specifically for Chinese audiences is met with disdain. Mulan was the biggest example, where they basically rewrote the whole damn thing to cater to China, thinking that's where the box office was, and Chinese audiences hated the movie. And then over here in the U.S., people were pissed off they made so many changes to it, and then they were pissed off that they filmed it near re-education centers.
And then the same thing with Star Wars. They set Finn up to be a main character, then took that away from him and made him an annoying side character, and then shrunk him down the poster because they were trying to appeal to China. And then, that bit them in the ass. And then not only over there, but over here as well, because people over here were like jacked that they didn't have Finn as a main character. You can't talk, they're talking about both sides of their mouth, but let's retheme Splash Mountain to make sure that we are, taking care of this kind of thing.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is what we're talking about, this kind of two-faced attitude. And of course, look, they're going to chase Chinese money because there are so many people in China with money. And of course, you're going to be like, we got to penetrate that market. But,
Everybody think that she kept Christine McCarthy kept saying penetration, market penetration. And Mrs. Gwen King's like, wow, they like to say the word penetration a lot, don't they? And he's like, well, this sounds like a different kind of video.
Gonna screw the world there, Disney. But it's so weird to see this, and kind of hilarious to see it blow up in their faces like this. That they're, again, we saw what they did to Finn in Star Wars. You can't tell me that wasn't deliberate, because they clearly set him up to be a co-lead character. And then they, pushed him to the sidelines in the second of the sequel movies, and they made sure they paired him up with an Asian actress. I think, again, to pander to China. and they're not going to have it. They're just not interested in Star Wars for a variety of reasons, I guess. But they were even trying to do what were the ebooks or whatever. They were trying to do.
Yeah, they were trying to do a bunch of books. They are making books specifically for the Chinese market that were supposed to be Star Wars books written for them. So it was going to change everything to make it appealing to them. I don't know whatever happened to it. They had announced that they were going to do it. I don't know if they ever did it. I never heard anything else about it. It kind of just disappeared.
Like a lot of things.
Yeah, down the memory hole.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things. Disney tends to do this. They make big announcements, big plans. And then they find out that it's harder than it seems, or things don't go their way, and then they just never talk about it.
Right. Oh, it's okay. If we just pretend like it never happened, it never happened.
It never happened. Never happened. So, yeah, there's a lot of controversy about Disney with China. Of course, South Park has been brutal.
They don't pull punches.
Disney has pandered harder to the CCP, I think, than any other studio out there. So much so that the government, there were actually senators and judges, I believe, looking into their relationship with the CCP, especially when it comes to Shanghai Disney, which was Bob Iger's
I know there
baby.
was some issue with the Department of Defense as well, because I guess they're working with some studios, letting, I guess using like military stuff or whatever for films. And then they were trying to be like, wait a minute, there was some stuff going on enough. They were, looking into it more and saying if you kept working with China, they weren't going to let you work with them or something. I can't remember all the details, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
The Department of Defense was even getting involved in it.
Yeah, it's a mess. So, naturally, with all of this controversy, the thing to do is to bring Bob Iger in as the ambassador to China.
Ambassador.
Ambassador.
He puts the acid ambassador. Sorry.
Maybe tinfoil mouse ears. Maybe that's part of why he stepped down. Like, guys over there in the CCP, guys, I'd be a lot more valuable to you if I were a politician. Let's put this
right.
chump Chapek in. Chumpek,
right.
Let's put him in. Chapek. And I'm going to become a government official, and I can help you guys so much more.
That's right. Buy my book.
Buy my book. I don't know, guys. So just a rumor. We have no idea what's going to happen. But, again, we know Bob Iger has had his eye on politics for quite some time, which probably does explain a lot of what's been going on with Disney in recent years, because they used to be mostly apolitical, except for Walt, ratting out the commies back in.
Well, it's just funny to me because all it's going to be as an ambassador just means that he's going to help negotiate more things between China and Disney and America for the rich.
He's going to be a Kissassider.
Kissassider
Iger. Yeah. Yeah. So I would not be shocked at all, but that would show you just exactly why I think everybody in Hollywood was pushing so hard, for Biden, and then you're going to get Hollywood people in the cabinet, and it's all one big mess.
It is.
A mess. We're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Okay. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.